It's been postponed twice, but finally tomorrow is the presidential primary election here in Georgia. Our Rebecca Schramm live at the state capitol. And Rebecca, the Secretary of State, just giving us some mind-boggling numbers. What is this?
Yeah, so Karen, listen to this. Because of all the absentee ballots that went out, Georgia has already had more voters for this presidential primary than we had total in 2016's presidential primary. Still, we're expecting as many as 400,000 Georgians to head to the polls tomorrow. And with fewer poll workers right now, there could be some long lines. If early voting in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic has shown us anything, it's that voting can be done safely. In a Zoom call with experts from Emory University, Dr. Mary Beth Sexton, assistant professor in the Division of Infectious Diseases, says voters and poll workers alike should wear masks and wear them correctly.
They really should cover both your mouth and your nose. They're not as useful if they're just over your mouth. And they certainly don't help if you've got them pulled down around your neck or up over your head.
Associate Professor of Political Science Andra Gillespie says if you're wondering about the impact the recent protests will have on the primary election, remember a good portion of the younger protesters haven't registered to vote yet.
These people won't be able to translate their anger into voting because they didn't meet the registration deadline that is already passed for this election.
She does anticipate large voter registration drives leading up to the November election. As for tomorrow's primary, if you requested an absentee ballot and still haven't received it, Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger suggests you show up in person.
You can vote. They will check you off the system and disallow that and nullify your absentee ballot, whichever in the process, and then you can vote in person.
Now, something new this year, results won't start being released until the last precinct closes, and that will be at least 8 o'clock tomorrow night, since we know one county has already said it will close its polls at 8. Also keep in mind, with hundreds of thousands of absentee ballots to be counted, it could be days before we know the results of some of the tightest races. Live in Atlanta, Rebecca Schramm, CBS 46 News.
All right, Rebecca, thank you.